Father's Day on the Sound. Hello from the Shadow Dragon. To all the fathers on Father's Day. Father's Day on the Sound. I spent the day on the Sound. I left early this morning. Got going. Just puttering along with the motor. I noticed that the wind was behind me, so I put the front sail out just a little bit. Picked up some speed, so I put the motor in neutral and put out a little bit more for its sail. And she got up and was going the same speed I'd be going if I had the outboard running at half speed. It's cruising along 4.5 miles an hour. Doesn't sound fast to most people, but on a sailboat, that's cruising. Wind stayed behind me. I entered the Sound with the wind behind me. Went ahead and put the front sail all the way out and was headed down across the Sound from north to south, Viking style. One big sail up front, all out and cruising. And I started picking up speed as the morning wore on and the wind picked up. I picked up more and more speed. Soon I was doing 5.5, 6 miles an hour with a little bit of adjusting of the sail according to the course I was on, crossing the Sound that doesn't have a whole lot of room to tack back and forth. Get off me, horsefly. So I have to stay in the channel. But I was cruising. Put out more sail, trimmed it up a little bit. Now I was doing 7 miles an hour, 7 plus, which is flying for my boat. And I was just as happy as I could be. Motor was turned off, idling along. By lunchtime, I had run out of Mountain Dew and couldn't take a break to get down and get any. And I was getting tired because working that big wheel, fighting against the wind, because it wants to turn into the wind and I want to keep it going with the wind. So constantly fighting, much harder than motoring along with the outboard. I came into Coin Jock. What I expected to come in the afternoon, I was there early part of lunch, halfway through the day, and was to the anchorage that I had plotted out to get here about 4:30, 5 o'clock or so. I was already there by 1, and I was tired. I needed to take a break for lunch. The outboard motor, which I had cut on because I had to go into the wind a couple times, it had it was flashing 2 red light code at me, worrying me to death. Oh my God, could the oil be low? So between that and needing a break, I went ahead and pulled into the anchorage that I had expected to spend the night at. Just going to take a break. Drop the anchor, take a break, get lunch, check out the engine. I hadn't plotted a course any farther because I certainly didn't expect to cross 2 sounds today. But I probably could have. The wind was really gusting when I stopped. If I'd have kept on going, the angle I would have had to take in to get to the entrance to the Sound, I could have used the wind and just kept on getting it, and then it could have gone into the Sound with the wind at my back, and probably crossed the Sound today too and got to the other side. Cut a whole day out of my trip, but I promised I wouldn't take any risks, extra risk. Sailing by myself, trying to get there in a hurry. So I didn't go where I hadn't had a course plotted. I didn't go where I didn't know where the sound waves were like, or what time I'd get to the other side. If thunderstorms were planning on blowing up, I didn't know. So I didn't go. I sat right here at Buck Island, which is where we anchored the first time we was headed north and crossed the Albemarle Sound. Get you, horsefly. So it was a nice day sailing on the Sound. Really made good time, had the wind in my back. I was just twice as tired halfway through as I would be because I was going twice as fast. But I didn't use hardly any gas, and that's always a good thing. Father's Day on the Sound. Wish I'd have had my darling with me in Zed, but it is what it is, and I'll see him soon.